Woo! Is it going, everybody? Hope we're all doing all right today. I'm sort of about 60% power, I'd say. Come down with the lurgy, guys. Yeah, bit of a snuffly nose, bit bunged up, but you guys know me. I'm a big believer in the healing power of nature. So hopefully a couple of hours out here today will do me some good. Gonna get my tarp set up at the den, get a little fire going, get some food on the go, just touch in with you guys, and yeah, see what sort of becomes of today's ramble. Probably talk about Bigfoot and all sorts of other weird and wonderful subjects. So yeah, please stick around. So basically, my prediction was right. At about a month ago, I said, you watch, I bet we get a week in early October where it goes really warm again. And it sure did. Last week, I think, no, just last week, yeah, it was pretty damn mild. I remember one evening, where I walked home from work and I didn't even put my coat on, and you know, this was at 8 o'clock at night. It was that mild, and yeah, just super mild weekend into this week, and then Tuesday the weather cooled down, and then lo and behold, Wednesday got a cold. These things happen, guys. Seasonal weather changes bring about this sort of, you know, snuffly kind of illnesses, I suppose. But yeah, it's a shame really, because I've had to cancel a few birthday parties that I had booked. I'm sure I've told you guys before that I do mobile animal zoo birthday parties with all my reptiles. Yeah, I've had to cancel some of the ones that I had booked in for this week, because it don't really make sense me rocking up to these places with my dad, who is also a bit under the weather, going around and spreading germs to all these children. So yeah, it is what it is, but hopefully by weekend we'll have shook it off and back to our normal selves. Hi guys. Like they're waiting for red traffic lights to go to green. Me stood here. I'll leave you to it. It's great to be back out, obviously. And it's another cool day today, but got my layers on, and also tragically, no, shorts have gone away now for winter, which is always a sad day for me. So I love wearing my shorts. Yeah, it's happened before, is this, where I've worn my shorts a little bit too late into autumn and then got myself a nice cold. So yeah, I thought today, I'm coming up here for a few hours, even though I intend to get the fire going. I thought once I've sat down after building up a sweat, sure we'll get cold again, so till the fire warms me up at least. So it's probably best to wear long pants, I'm afraid, but yeah, it is what it is. It always comes around this time of year for me. But yeah, I managed about 7 months, I think, in my shorts. Started wearing them, I think it was my birthday, end of March. So I managed 7 months, which, you know, it's not bad through all the turbulent weather that we have in our little country of ours. But yeah, it's time to put the jeans back on, I'm afraid. Well, I made it up, and oh, man, that was not fun at all. I mean, I don't particularly enjoy that hike anyway, from, you know, my house up to the top of the village, but especially today we're not feeling well. Man, I was gasping for air at times. But never mind, we're up here. This is the groove where I'm gonna get my tarp set up, but I'm not gonna have it up with both poles like what I used to do at the old den, where it was like a great big gazebo. I'm just gonna use one pole and try and make it more of like a TP effect, and just get nice and snug inside and get like a tiny little fire going just to keep that warmth in there. But yeah, but then it bloody dawned on me, and it's always happens as this, a little nagging feeling at the back of my mind when I forgot something. Water to boil my food in. Damn it. Usually get away with like a big bottle of Buxton's, that sort of, you know, like size of water bottle, but this is literally all I've got until I go home. Got my coffee obviously, but they see jet boils, which are very similar to the Solo stove kit that I've got, but they're just a higher end product. You can boil them without water, you can just do it via condensation, so I'll give it a go and hopefully it works and I don't die of food poisoning. So yeah, I'm just going to chill for a minute or two longer and then I'm going to get my tarp set up. So that is mission accomplished. Yeah, pretty happy with my little base camp for today. Like I said, I've just used the one pole today to create like a TP effect, and then whereas before the other side of the tarp has another pole that you can feed through, I've just left that today and I've just pinned everything down, all the rope and what have you, and then I used a few heavy rocks just to flatten any of the gaps and stuff like that, so they won't be like flapping all over the place. But yeah, I've got my little fire going. I'm gonna have my coffee first and then try and make some food. But I've got my book, Sacred History, fascinating book that looks at all the different faiths and religions and mythologies around the world and tries to arrange them into some chronology. Yeah, very interesting book. Yeah, pretty happy with how my setup's gone. Honest to God, if I was brave enough, I probably would actually sleep in this. I'd bring my bivvy up and my sleeping bag, just climb inside with this on top, and have my little fire going and chill on my rigs. It's a good surveillance point, is this? You know, like the Path's only over there. It's like past all these bushes and this great big tree. There's another row of bushes, and then beyond there is the main path. It's a good little vantage point. So obviously you guys know me quite well, my family better still, for you know, my quirky habits, shall we say. I'm really trying to become more mindful about homeopathic remedies, you know, natural sort of, you know, just again remedies to everyday ailments. And obviously I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, and I'm under the impression one of the best things for a cold, garlic clove. So yeah, I've been knocking garlic back like sweets recently. Got this last bit of skin off, and yeah, I had some yesterday when I was at work. Oh, bitter. Yeah, I had some yesterday at work, and I mixed it with what else was in there? Salt, olive oil, and lemon, and it really, for a good half an hour, just lifted my symptoms. Felt great. But yeah, like apparently, I was talking about it with my dad this morning. Some people swear by garlic cloves for when you've got a cold. So yeah. Seems to be cooking well, does my food actually. At first I thought, shit, I'm burning this thing. But I lifted the lid off and it actually smells quite nice. So maybe it doesn't necessarily need water to cook. On the menu today, meatballs, pasta. Rather army ration pack. Go outdoors. Yeah, it's alright. Meatballs are a bit dry, but nice and saucy, I suppose. So, yeah. You know, while I've been sat here for the last couple of hours, just sort of doing my own thing, I've been thinking away to myself about all sorts of things, really. But obviously, you know, I didn't manage to get out wild camping this year, even though the year isn't over yet. And you know, a large part of it is I don't feel brave enough to go on my own, and it's an insecurity is that. But when I actually really look at it and boil down to what it is that does frighten me about being out here on my own, believe it or not, it isn't actually the fact that, you know, I believe this forest every so often is frequented by unknown creatures like Bigfoot, like dogmen. Okay, maybe I would be a bit afraid of a black leopard or a puma, because I actually know what they're capable of in a predatory sense. Yeah, it isn't so much that frightens me, because I'm aware that they are here. I know that they exist and that they do occasionally come through this area. What actually frightens me more is people. People that may come in here at night time who are up to no good. I bumped into someone earlier on who, when I was collecting my firewood, who I used to sometimes talk to at my second den. He used to walk his dog by, and you know, we had a very good rapport with each other, and we'd always say hello and whatnot. And he was telling me that recently, the clearing just next to where my den is, my new shelter, I should say, there were a couple of tents there a week or two ago that had a fire going. So it's only inevitable at some point. I think someone might trash this again, but I would hate to be obviously camping up here and that happen. You know what I mean? So, because this setup I've got right now, you know, like well, the camera really does it justice. But this is actually way more spacious than my actual tent. I would be tempted to just have my bivvy and my sleeping bag and sleep under this, because in a sleeping bag you're warm anyway, much less, you know, a bivvy on top of that, and then you'd have this for weather protection. I think what I need to do is just really not give it much thought, and, you know, barring of course torrential rain, because that's what ruined my last attempt at a camping trip. I just need to go for it, just not give it much thought, and just come up here and just accept that I'm stopping up here tonight and I will be back home in the morning. So there's something going on right now. Sounds like back up main path. They've turned them off, but there's some lads who are racing around on quad bikes, I think. Yeah, they've stopped talking now. I'm just looking through my little spy hole. See, this is what I'm talking about. If I were up here wild camping at 10 o'clock at night, pitch black, they put my fire going, and then I heard people like that causing trouble up here, I'd shit myself, and I'd probably flee. I'd probably go home. Obviously I know this forest inside and out. When it's dark I could find my way back to entrance, no problem. Talking there. I mean, if you're coming into a forest with, you know, like motored vehicles like this for recreation, I mean, it's not particularly responsible, is it? I know I'm a tree hugger, but doing things like that, I don't agree with stuff like that, 'cause it's just disturbing the wildlife. And, you know, people that come in here, dog walkers, hikers like myself, families with their children, just for a nice chilled out walk. Excuse me. And then there's a bridle way as well. You occasionally see people on horses. That's not too often. So, you know, people coming in with stupid stuff like this, it's normal. Alright, so I think on that note I'm going to head home now. Is nature healing? Just being out in nature make you feel better? Well, 100% it does, of course. You know, this place is pivotal to my sort of spiritual and mental well-being anyway. But I suppose it's took my mind off feeling a bit rough and leggy for a few hours. But having said that, you know, like about 10-15 minutes ago, my fire was just dying down. I was starting to get that fluey feeling where you're a bit chilled to the bone. So I thought, you know what, I think it's time to go home. You know, and the thing is, this is it, like, everybody has their limit out here. You know, I love being out in nature, and, you know, I could easily spend all day up here, of course, but speak about it with so many people, I'm always glad to get back in my bed. A nice comfortable bed, you know, central heating, because we're not used to being out here 24/7. But anyway, yeah, unfortunately, more or less walked right into them quad bikes as I were making my way out of my den and back onto the main Ramblers path. So they're still about. Just wanted Bigfoot to emerge from the roadies and smack him over the head with a big boulder. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna head home now, and yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, as always, and you made it through all the way to the end, God bless you. Leave us a like if you want, leave us a comment also, and yeah, I'll see you all further on down the road. Bye bye.